are you? Right now, I feel really grateful. Grateful to be here, grateful to have such a wonderful audience listening to me, grateful that my alarm successfully woke me up so I can stay here on time, and simply grateful to be alive. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today, gratitude. Now, I have three different numbers here. Can you guess this connection? No? Now, the first number, 15, shows the percentage of Vietnamese people suffering from depression during the COVID-19 pandemic. Fortunately, the second number, 35, is a positive one. Can you guess? Is it the age you get married? No, not that way. It's actually the percentage reduction in depressive symptoms that a single act of gratitude can produce. Yes, you heard it right. However, up to 60% of people who never or rarely express gratitude at work. You know, in a society driven by achievements, deadlines, and constant striving for more, gratitude is often overlooked. So today, I'm here with you to join a journey that may challenge your perceptions and inspire you to embrace gratitude as a way of life. Now, starting with how gratitude impacts every single individual. I want to share with you a story. It happened to me. When I was 5 years old, I had asthma, which is a chronic respiratory disease causing difficulty in breathing and wheezing, like a small fish lacking water. You can imagine it, right? And since then, I've had to spend at least 2 weeks to 1 month every year in the hospital for the treatment, mostly during winter. So if there were a prize in my class for the students stay in the hospital most regularly, I could be the winner for sure. And the worst episode happened when I was 12 years old. It was a cold winter evening, and while everyone in my family was asleep, I suddenly had severe difficulty in breathing at 11:30. And I tried to call my mom lying next to me at that time, and then my father and my uncle rushed me to the hospital on a cold and dark street. And when we finally arrived at the hospital, I remember being surrounded by many doctors and nurses, and they put oxygen masks and defibrillators on my face and my chest. And at that moment, I lost consciousness, and everyone feared that I might not survive. Miraculously, the next day, I woke up. Feel like I had just come back to life. Now, despite my physical pain, what really got to me were the bad feelings inside. I was so scared. I was so guilty. I angry with myself and even disgusted with my illness. I cried and asked my mother, "Mom, when will my illness be cured? When can I stop going to the hospital? I don't want to be like this anymore." And with sympathetic eyes, my mom said, "I don't know when, but I know the most important thing right now is that you are still alive, still with our family, and we should be grateful for that." I was like, what? You know, in my state of pain and despair at that time, the concept of gratitude seemed alien and somehow ridiculous to me. How could I be grateful while I'm in the hospital? And in the following days, after I felt better, I walked along the hospital corridors and observed other patients in other rooms. I was really shocked. I saw many kids with tiny and weak body lying on the hospital beds. And observing the patient information labels, I know most of them were suffering from diseases related to the heart and the lungs. And I wonder, how could they deal with the pain with a weak body? And at that moment, it hit me. My mom was right. There was nothing more clear than being alive, being with our family. And this realization marked my introduction to gratitude. I found myself so grateful that I was still healthy. I was still able to walk, still able to see, to listen. And more surprisingly, all the negative emotions that had consumed me earlier began to fade away. I was no longer so scared or guilty. Instead, I was so excited to leave the hospital and return home. So, what does it tell us? You see, with a very simple thinking of gratitude, the whole situation changed for a 12 years old girl. Now, you see, gratitude did help me move beyond physical and emotional pain to joy. It turning negative emotions into positive ones and shifting my focus from the illness to good luck and optimism. Now, psychologists explain that when we experience gratitude, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the two crucial neurotransmitters responsible for our positive emotions. And also, research shows that a consistent gratitude exercise can physically remap the connections among our brain cells and ultimately create a lasting positive nature within ourselves. But when years came by, I realized not only give me joy and positivity, but gratitude also give me remarkable strength, motivation, and also perseverance. You know why? The reason is when I practiced gratitude, I began to notice that none of my experiences had occurred without the companionship of specific individuals in my life. Now, reflecting on my battle with asthma, I couldn't overcome it on my own. I had my parents and my family always standing by me. I had doctors and nurses working overnight to protect me, and I even had my favorite teddy bear lie next to me on the hospital bed. This is an unforgettable experience for me. Now, expanding our circle of influence, we do have numerous important individuals in our lives. The teachers, the friends, their seniors, their colleagues, and even the virtual connections like influencers on social media platforms, And I don't encourage you to depend on others to create motivation for yourselves. I don't deny the inner power of every single person. But what I want to convey here is that when you look back with gratitude, you will realize there are always people who have been believing in you, loving you, supporting you, and encouraging your passions. So at the end of the day, it's not about overcoming challenges. It's about encountering special individuals who always motivate and inspire us. So we will learn that gratitude gives each of us something meaningful for ourselves. But do you know that gratitude can also create a two-way impact and a profound social influence? Now, let me explain. Gratitude can exert a domino effect. You know this term, right? If a person experiences gratitude, they are more likely to recognize the help and then later reciprocate that help. We often call it pay it forward. So for example, if you are grateful to your parents, you will love them more and try your best in order not to disappoint them. Or when you receive a gift from a friend, you're more likely to give back another gift or do a favor for him or her, right? And significantly, at a macro level, according to scientists, the feeling of gratitude we have for our planet and our nature can motivate us to perform more environmentally responsible behaviors, like conserving the environment or reducing the consumption of resources. And in turn, people who receive a thank you from others are more likely to extend help in the future because they will immediately feel happy and then realize the value and importance to others around them. And this is clearly shown in the working environment where the relationship between seniors and juniors is significantly enhanced through the expression of gratitude. Now, one study reveals that when employees feel appreciated in the workplace, they will have a higher job satisfaction and higher quality of life. And in another study, receiving a thank you note from a boss can improve workers' performance by 50%. So, a fantastic observation is that when the giver and the receiver of gratitude come together, they reflect the same emotion of feeling loved, connected, and belonging. So guess what? It motivates all the individuals in the community to fill the heart with gratitude and the desire to spread beautiful things. Okay, you may be wondering, Okay, gratitude is good, but can gratitude be practiced and improved? The answer is yes, absolutely. Now, first, there is a simple practice called the three blessings. Have you heard that? So at the end of the day, simply write down and appreciate three positive things on that day. They may include the good things you gave to others or the good things you received from others, and more importantly, the things that you truly have at present. And in case you don't like writing or journaling, you can absolutely practice gratitude mentally. So instead of writing them down, you can appreciate and think about them in your mind. But no matter what the method is, the key is that you need to practice them regularly to make it a habit of yours. Now, I don't suggest that you should be satisfied or settled with the present, but the thing is, this practice of gratitude is a foundation for self-positive growth and self-motivation. So let's take an example, okay? Imagine that you have just had a tired day at work. Maybe you have a lot of deadlines to do. You make mistakes in your task, or you have even conflicts with your colleagues. However, in that evening, you spend some time reflecting and writing down, or just thinking, "Oh, I'm grateful that I'm still doing the job I love. I still have a healthy body, and I still have a family always loving and supporting me." I do believe that this simple shift in your mindset can immediately make you happy and instill fresh energy to face a new day with more effort. And another common practice is to verbally say thank you to others for even the smaller things. You know, some people might find it unfamiliar or shy when directly saying thank you to others, because you know sometimes the closer we are, the less we say thank you to each other, right? But like a skill, saying gratitude takes practice and repetition. Now, let me tell you a story. The first time I formally said thank you to my father was when he allowed me to study at my design university, which is Greenwich, Vietnam. And can you guess his response? Now, with a warm and sweet voice, he said, you don't need to thank me. I'm your dad, and I support what you want." That did not happen. Instead, he was exactly like this, very surprised and suspicious. And then he said frankly, "Are you okay?" But "You're welcome," and then turned away with a face of joy and surprise. So you see, just that simple. Now, I would like to invite you to try this simple practice together, okay? Now, right now, you will have 10 seconds to think of three important people you want to say thank you to. You got it? Okay, 10 seconds starts. Time's up. Thank you. Right now, take a moment to review your list of three people, okay? And here's the last question. Just raise your hands. How many of you included yourselves on your list? Anyone? No one? Oh, one, two. I'm looking for three. Oh, three. Okay, but not too much. Four? Really? But not too many, right? So thank you. If you didn't include yourself, so please take this as a reminder to do so. Among the millions of things you give to others, please look inside and say thank you to yourselves. Thank you for all the efforts, for all the progress you've made. Even when you think, "Oh, there's nothing for me to be thankful for," don't forget, you still have yourselves, right? And these simple practices that everyone can try can bring a powerful positive change that may surprise you. And I do believe that you lose nothing to try them, especially when you are blue or in the downtime. Now, you can't remember all the stuff I talked about today. Maybe too many, right? Just remember one thing. There is always something for us to be grateful for. You may be stressed, you may be under pressure, or you may view your life as a sequence of disconnected events. Try looking through the lens of gratitude. We cannot control external events coming to us. The only thing we can control is ourselves, our attitudes, and our responses. And gratitude is exactly a valuable emotional power that we can control and spread to foster happiness, motivation, and connection. And please keep questioning yourself, what are you grateful for? Think of that. I know each of us has our own answer. Thank you.